Glottal stop. The glottal plosive or stop is a type of consonantal sound used in many spoken languages, produced by obstructing airflow in the vocal tract or, more precisely, the glottis. The symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet that represents this sound is as a result of the obstruction of the airflow in the glottis. The glottal vibration either stops or becomes irregular with a low rate and sudden drop in intensity. Features of the glottal stop. Its manner of articulation is occlusive, which means it is produced by obstructing airflow in the vocal tract. Since the consonant is also oral, with no nasal outlet, the airflow is blocked entirely, and the consonant is a plosive. Its place of articulation is glottal, which means it is articulated at and by the vocal cord's vocal folds. It has no phonation, as there is no airflow through the glottis. It is voiceless, however, in the sense that it is produced without vibration of the vocal cords. It is an oral consonant, which means air is allowed to escape through the mouth only. Because the sound is not produced with airflow over the tongue, the central-lateral dichotomy does not apply. The airstream mechanism is pulmonic, which means it is articulated by pushing air solely with the lungs and diaphragm, as in most sounds. Writing. In the traditional romanization of many languages, such as Arabic, the glottal stop is transcribed with an apostrophe, which is the source of the IPA character. Character. In many Polynesian languages that use the Latin alphabet, however, the glottal stop is written with a rotated apostrophe, called akina in Hawaiian and Samoan, which is commonly used to transcribe the Arabic ayin as well also and is the source of the IPA character for the voiced pharyngeal fricative. In Malay, the glottal stop is represented by the letter K, in Voro and Maltese by Q. Other scripts also have letters used for representing the glottal stop, such as the Hebrew letter Aleph and the Cyrillic letter Palachka, used in several Caucasian languages. Modern Latin alphabets for various indigenous languages of the Caucasus use the letter Hing. In Tundra Nenets, it is represented by the letters apostrophe and double apostrophe. In Japanese, glottal stops occur at the end of interjections of surprise or anger and are represented by the character tsu, tertsu. In the graphic representation of most Philippine languages, the glottal stop has no consistent symbolization. In most cases, however, a word that begins with a vowel letter, e.g. Tagalog, aso, dog, is always pronounced with an unrepresented glottal stop before that vowel, as in modern German and Hausa. Some orthographies use a hyphen instead of the reverse apostrophe if the glottal stop occurs in the middle of the word, e.g. Tagalog, pag ibig, love, or Visayan gabay I night. If it occurs in the end of a word, the last vowel is written with a circumflex accent known as the pakapia if both a stress and a glottal stop occur in the final vowel, e.g. basa, wet, or a grave accent known as the pewa if the glottal stop occurs at the final vowel, but the stress occurs at the penultimate syllable, e.g. bata, child. Some Canadian indigenous languages, especially some of the Salishan languages, have adopted the phonetic symbol itself as part of their orthographies. In some of them, it occurs as a pair of uppercase and lowercase characters, and the numeral 7 or question mark is sometimes substituted for, and is preferred in some languages such as Squamish. Senkotan, whose alphabet is mostly unique from other Salish languages, contrastly uses the comma to represent the glottal stop, though it is optional. In 2015, 2 women in the Northwest Territories challenged the territorial government over its refusal to permit them to use the character in their daughters' names, Sahay A. Chaipuyan name, and Saki, Ah. The territory argued that territorial and federal identity documents were unable to accommodate the character. The women registered the names with hyphens instead of the, while continuing to challenge the policy. Use of the glottal stop is a distinct characteristic of the southern mainland Argyll dialects of Scottish Gaelic. In such a dialect, the standard Gaelic phrase Tha Gaedlig agam, I speak Gaelic, would be rendered Tha Gaedlig am. Occurrence. In English, the glottal stop occurs as an open juncture, for example, between the vowel sounds in a o and allophonically in t glottalization. In British English, the glottal stop is most familiar in the Cockney pronunciation of butter as burr. Additionally, there is the glottal stop as a null onset for English. In other words, it is the non-phonemic glottal stop occurring before isolated or initial vowels. Often a glottal stop happens at the beginning of vowel phonation after a silence. Although this segment is not a phoneme in English, it occurs phonetically in nearly all dialects of English as an allophone of /t/ in the syllable coda. Speakers of Cockney, Scottish English, and several other British dialects also pronounce an intervocalic /t/ between vowels as in city. In received pronunciation, a glottal stop is inserted before a tautosyllabic voiceless stop, fat, knock, wetch, also leap, soak, help, pinch. In many languages that do not allow a sequence of vowels, such as Persian, the glottal stop may be used epenthetically to prevent such a hiatus. There are intricate interactions between falling tone and the glottal stop in the histories of such languages as Danish C stad, Chinese, and Thai. In many languages, the unstressed intervocalic allophone of the glottal stop is a creaky-voiced glottal approximant. It is known to be contrastive in only one language, Gimi, in which it is the voiced equivalent of the stop. The table below demonstrates how widely the sound of glottal stop is found among the world's spoken languages,